Welcome back, Insomnia Sports. I am super excited today to preview this matchup between the Carolina Panthers and the Detroit Lions. Carolina coming into the game at 6-3, Detroit at 3-6. I am going to be playing the part of Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron, and Ian, you are going to be playing the part of
Matt Patricia, former New England Patriot defensive coordinator. You know, I'm not a big Patricia guy, but I'm going to be playing the role of him in this preview video.
So let's just jump right into it. I'll start. Carolina Panthers coming into the game are 6-3, and recently they have lost their way. There's no doubt about it. They got demolished by the Pittsburgh Steelers last Thursday night. They came out sloppy. I will say it was Thursday night. Didn't have a ton of time to prepare. I think the final score was like 45-21. It was just a complete debacle. We have lost our way. We're 14th this year in time of possession, and that is not the Carolina Panther way. Go back and look at the numbers. The last 5 years before this year, we were top, no worse than 7th in time of possession. We were second 3 out of the last 4 years, and we're traditionally the least penalized team in football. We're a very fundamentally sound football team. When you look up boring, fundamentally sound football, that's what we are. We don't make mistakes, and of course, we got the little swag with Cam Newton. We are a run-first football team. We've been pretty good with the run this year, but we haven't been as good as I would like. In this game, we are going to come out and we are going to establish the run. And we know that you guys, I mean, everybody knows, you guys are not known for running the football. Traditionally, you guys are the worst team in the league. You're a little better this year with the rookie Johnson. But overall, I think you guys still rank 23rd, 24th in the run. We're going to win the time of possession. We're going to come at you guys with our rushing attack between Newton and McCaffrey. And I don't see you guys stopping us. I think we're going to control this game. We're going to win the time of possession. We're going to play fundamentally sound football, and we're going to get a road win against you guys.
Well, you know, we're talking a lot about Carolina. They're not that, you know, they're middle of the road as far as the time of possession goes and whatnot. But here's the deal. I understand that you guys have Cam Newton, super Cam. You guys have McCaffrey, top 10 pick. You guys can run the ball. But here's the deal. The Detroit Lions defense, we're going to load the box. We're going to put 7, 8 in the box and force your guy, Cam Newton, to beat us on the outside. I trust in Darius Slay. I trust in my Lions cornerbacks to make plays when it counts. And I really don't envision a game where Cam Newton, where Christian McCaffrey, where they're just going to run the ball all over us. I feel as though you guys are going to try to utilize the read option and really just try to get the ends to bite and then, have Cam Newton, bend around the line and take off. Because last year when you guys played us, it was the same story. Cam Newton had a lot of plays with his feet when the initial play would break down. They did a really nice job with the read option and the RPO game. So if I'm the Detroit Lions, I'm loading the box up. I'm making Cam beat us through the air on one-on-one matchups, okay? And, we do have a few notable wins. I know you threw in that we're 3-6. I don't appreciate it. It's a fact, but I don't appreciate the tone of your voice. We're 3-6, but we have 2 notable wins. We beat the Green Bay Packers. We beat the New England Patriots. We beat them down.
Before we start bragging about the New England Patriots, let's be fair. You had the playbook with Patricia, okay, Matt?
A win is a win. And plus, Belichick probably has the playbooks of every NFL team, but yet you don't hear people talking about that. Anyway.
I should know that of all teams, the Carolina Panthers, Spygate.
yeah, I know, right? But the point is that even though the Lions are, even though we only have 3 wins right now, we have the players in place. We have Zeke on, so we have our franchise quarterback. We have young rookies making plays. We have younger players on this team that are good, that are NFL players, that are up-and-coming superstars. Okay, say what you want about them. Yeah, we're 3-6, but we're on the uprise, all right? We got a new head coach in the building, Matt Patricia. And, if I'm the Detroit Lions, I'm taking a look back. Even though we beat the Green Bay Packers, you take a look at Aaron Rodgers' stats. He threw for over 440 yards and 3 touchdowns, yet we won. Do you know why we won? Because we played great red zone defense. The Detroit Lions in that game held the Green Bay Packers to field goals. They pretty much said, we understand that you're a rival. We get that, we're going up against one of the best quarterbacks of all time, if not the best. We're going to play great red zone defense. We're going to bend. We're not going to break. All right. We're going to force you to field goals. And that's what they did. And Detroit ended up winning the game, even though the Green Bay Packers are a much better team. They're a much better coached team than the Lions. All right. So the Lions are coming off a 3-game losing streak.
Soon to be 4, buddy. Soon to be 4.
The tide will turn. The tide will turn.
And you talk about that you're going to hold us to field goals, and you very well might. But our strategy, as it always has been, is time of possession. And we haven't been as good this year as we've been in the past. But what will happen in this game when we utilize my strategy and we pound the ball down your throat? You could come with 9 men in the box. I don't care. We're going to stuff the ball down your throat, whether it be with the RPO or swing passes to McCaffrey. But we're going to find ways to get short yardage against you guys, control the time of possession. And as the game wears down, your defense can and will break. And we're going to win this football game. We'll hit Greg Olsen down the middle of the field. And another thing I will say, you guys are not allergic to turning over the football, and we're one of the best teams at once we create those turnovers at cashing in. You guys have committed the 7th most turnovers in football, and we're going to stuff Johnson, and we're going to force Stafford to pass the football. Not to mention, you no longer have Golden Tate. Of course, I know that you do have a couple good wide receivers there with Galladay and Marvin Jones, but we're going to find a way to make you one-dimensional, and Stafford's going to make a couple of turnovers, and we're going to win the way that we always win. Stuff in the run and run the ball down your throat and create some turnovers, and Cam's going to make a few big plays, and we're going to get out of Detroit with a win.
You know, you keep talking about stuffing the ball down our throat, even though that the Lions would play 7 or 8 men in the box. You also mentioned Golden Tate and just shipping him away, and you're creating the illusion that we're just tanking or we're just waving the white flag on the season. You failed to mention another trade deadline move that the Lions made, acquiring your ex-Giant, my ex-Jet, I'm a Jet fan here, Damon Snacks Harrison, the best run-stuffing nose guard, the best run-stuffing 3-4 defensive tackle in the National Football League. How do you not bring that up? He is an absolute beast. I'm taking that to the bank. Behind him, you got Jalen Reeves-Maybin out of Tennessee, the linebacker. You got Gerard Davis, former first-round pick out of UF. I'm taking my guys. And then not to mention, you also have Zeke Ansah on the outside, one of the best pass rushers in the National Football League that's due for a big payday. But as far as this game goes, I'm setting him off the edge. I got my run stuffers up the middle. You can say you're going to run the ball down our throat, this and that, the other thing, as much as you want, all right? The point is that the Lions have players. We have the players to negate that. You can be naive going into the game and just like pretending that you guys are going to do that just effectively. But football is a game of matchups. You have to take consideration. You have to understand that the Lions do have some good personnel, especially on the interior of that defense. And we're going to force Cam to throw to the outsides, all right? And we're 4th in the league in sacks as well. So if we could get Cam Newton in 3rd and long situations and stop the run, and you guys can't run the ball and Cam has to throw, that's a prime opportunity for us, for the Lions team, for the Lions pass rushers to get after Cam Newton. So I'll leave it there.
It's strength versus strength, and we're going to see who's the best team on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
So now that we're done playing the parts of the 2 head coaches, let's give an honest assessment on the game. What's your prediction and what's your final score?
Yeah, I was almost convincing myself that the Lions
I'm going to tell you the truth. You almost convinced me, and I'll be the first to say it before they say in the comments you won this debate.
Yeah, I appreciate that. The thing is I somewhat do believe that Detroit is kind of waving the white flag. I don't think it's being said in the locker room. I don't think it's being said, internally, like as far as the lower levels go of the organization. But I think up top, I feel as though trading away Golden Tate for a 3rd-round pick is just not good value. You're not getting anything in return. Golden Tate loved being a Lion. He had a really nice chemistry with Matthew Stafford. I didn't really understand that. So I feel as though Detroit they're kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door with trying to compete
I will say I like Galladay, though. He's going to get an expanded role now with that offense. And I think as much as I like Golden Tate, we talked about this earlier, I think on your channel, Golden Tate versus Amari Cooper. I personally like Tate, even though they're different types of receivers. I like Tate just as much. I know he's older, and Cooper has a higher ceiling. But I think that they will be able to replace Tate's role with the weapons they have on offense. And I actually think Detroit's going to win this game. I'm going to pick Detroit to win this game. You convince me.
Yeah, because, coming off – you lost 3 straight games. And, your last 2 games were against divisional rivals. You're coming back home. They were away in division rivals, in their home stadiums. Now you're coming back home to Detroit, coming off 3-game losing streak. And Carolina just got humiliated, so nobody really knows how they're going to come out. It's going to be tough. I'll go I'll go Carolina by a field goal. I'll go Carolina 23, Detroit 20.
I think on your channel in the picks, I took Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think I did. But after hearing your assessment, you brought up some really good points with the Snacks acquisition, with their ability. I really do think that they are going to make Cam. That's what this game comes down to. It comes down to strength for strength. Can the Panthers run the football effectively? Because if they can, they're going to win the game. But if Detroit is able to stuff the run, there's a good chance Detroit wins at home on Sunday. And I think they will be able to do a fairly effective job at doing that. It's good, and Stafford can't turn the ball over. If they don't turn the ball over and they're able to stuff the run, I like Detroit. I'm actually going to pick Detroit in a narrow victory. I'll say 20-17. Detroit.
Yeah, see, the thing is like for me personally, I think not turning the ball over is more important than stopping the run because, I mean, Detroit, they throw it I think 63% of the time.
And that's probably down from years past. Because I feel like they're running the ball even more this year than they have in years past when they traditionally I didn't look at the numbers before the video, but they traditionally rank like last in the league in rushing yards.
Yeah, and this year they have the running back and whatnot, but they have the experience of being able to move the ball downfield in chunks. So even though I feel like Carolina, like I know like Carolina wants they want to establish a run game and stuff. Detroit's one of those teams where in 8 plays they could go downfield like that and put up a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like stopping the run's not that big of a deal. If Stafford goes out there and throws 2 interceptions, I think the game's a wrap.
Yeah, game over. You can't turn the ball over against this team.
Yeah.
But I had a great time doing this video, and I can't wait to do the next one.
Yeah, man, for sure. Thanks for having me on.
Well, it's your channel too, buddy.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking I'm on your channel.
We're still getting used to the new channel, folks. Thank you, Insomniacs, for tuning into the channel. We hope to see you next time.